Hello everybody, welcome back to the Panel by Panel Comics YouTube channel with me, your host Jay. Today is my top 10 comics coming out for the week of May 20th, 2026. Before we get into my top 10, guys, if you are new to the channel, please hit that like button and the subscribe button as well if you are looking for daily comic book content all throughout the week, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, with shorts posted all throughout. Now, before we get into my top 10, let's go ahead and get some top 4, at least, notable comic books that did not make my top 10, but were really close to it. We have Ultimate Impact Reborn, this is issue 1. Alias, Polybag, this is issue 3. Deathstroke, issue 3, and then New Titans issue number 35. Kicking off the top 10, we have Venom. This is issue 258. This is the aftermath of the Death Spiral event, and it's going to have Mary Jane and Peter Parker having a long overdue heart-to-heart. We saw at the end of Death Spiral, Venom, MJ ended up killing Torment, and that's the first person that she's ever killed, I believe. So how is that going to drain on her? How will that change her? And how is Peter's opinion on her potentially going to change? Or how is Peter going to react to her saying, no, I actually meant to do that, I didn't just accidentally have him slip? It's going to be interesting. And also, how is Venom and Spider-Man going to be able to go against each other? They still have some unfinished business, and one way or another, this is going to lead to a big change for Venom and MJ. I think that the symbiote is going to change and become more of a feministic character rather than the masculine Venom that we've seen for however long now. This is written by Al Ewing, and the art is done by Carlos Gomez. 32 pages, $5. Next, coming in at number 9, I have Lobo. This is issue number 3, 32 pages for $4. This is going to be Lobo sits down, he shows business, and Lobo has concussive creative differences. So he and Dog are back to bounty hunting, but the trade's been professionalized since the universe's premier entertainment corporation took over, and Lobo has to get relicensed, which means a psych eval with an alien empath. Bad news for them, good news for Zarnian history buffs, who will get a new peek at the twilight of the civilization, aka Lobo's civilization, or childhood, in the first appearance of a heretofore unknown Green Lantern. Written by Scotty Young, the art done by Jorge Corona. I love Jorge Corona's artwork, so I'm going to continue to pick this up no matter what. And I love Scotty Young's writing. It's very comedic, but it does have some emotional sides to it. And Lobo getting a psych eval, I think, is such a cool concept because we know how crazy of a character he is, and maybe we can find out why he is so crazy, why he's turned into the person that he is based off of his childhood from Zarnia. So this is Lobo issue number 3, coming in at number 9. Coming in at number 8, we go over to Image Comics. This is G.I. Joe issue 22, 32 pages for $4. This is going to be the hunt for Energon. We know currently, this is a spoiler, that Zartan is taking over the General Flag, and he has to have Energon in order to continue changing his skin, in order to keep changing who he looks and appears as. This is going to be the stunning conclusion to the Dreadnought War, because we just had a couple, I guess, mini issues after the Dreadnought Wars, some little just fillers. And this is going to be the Joes and Cobras in a race to find Energon across the world. But the man known as Crystal Ball has horrifying plans for them all. He's the man on the cover. He's going to be the character that is going to be the villain, I guess, for this next little arc, with Joshua Williamson and the artist Andre Milana. We'll see how this goes. G.I. Joe is taking a little bit of a slow work these last couple issues, but I'm sure it'll pick right up. Complete faith in Joshua Williamson and all the Energon crew. We'll see how it goes here with G.I. Joe issue number 22. Coming in at number 7, we have Fantastic Four. This is issue 11, 40 pages for $6. This is an oversized issue because they're They're introducing the new Future Foundation. The Invincible Woman has been defeated like she did at the end of the previous issue. But what comes next, and how can the Fantastic Four be ready for it, especially when they can't actually agree on what the future looks like? And to make matters worse, Doom's technology is now making its way into the world at large. including into the hands of 2-bit criminals who are wholly unprepared for its awesome might. Plus, the Future Foundation makes its return, as does a 2-story AIM plot of destruction from years ago. And all this happens as the Fantastic Four have their hands full with the return of the Crimosaurus Rex. Plus more, a special bonus story from writer and artist Stan Sakai. So we'll see that at the end, but we're going to get some more Fantastic Four growing with the Future Foundation potentially. What is that going to look like? How is that going to be incorporated? And also, what is going to be the fallout from the Invincible Woman story arc? And now that Doom's technology is coming into the world, how is that going to impact people like Crimosaurus Rex? Who knows? I'm looking forward to it. Ryan North is doing the writing for the main story, and the penciler / inker is Pat Bolin. So new artist on this issue. We'll see how that looks. No more Humberto Ramos for now. We'll see whenever we get him again. We'll see if the art can keep up and if it looks good. And I'm looking forward to the new run on, not new run, but this new story arc with the Fantastic Four. Coming in at number 6, we have End of Life. This is issue number 4, 32 pages for $4. Eddie's father steps into the spotlight. We saw at the end of the previous issue, the menagerie goes and finds where Eddie Stallion has been hiding out at, and they go to the house where the father is staying, and he answers the door with a shotgun right in the face of one of the menagerie. And now they have met their match. It's going to be a battle between the father and some of the menagerie, but it's also him getting the jump on the menagerie's best tracker, Drathar, who was the guy that came to the house at the end of the last issue, who has found his way to Pluto, and it's a match of wits and weapons. But George has always said he won't protect Eddie, so what's his move here? And what made George into the hard ass he is today? Well, you're going to get a flashback into this issue of why the father and Eddie have a serious fallout and why they don't like each other. This has been a tremendously written story by Kyle Starks. Steve Pugh's artwork has kept up the story the entire way through. It fits the tone of the story, it fits the messaging, and Eddie Stallion is a person that you love to hate, but it's also somebody that you want to see turn the page, turn the corner, and become a new man. So End of Life coming in at number 6 on my top 10. Kicking off the top 5, we have American Caper. This is issue number 7 from Dark Horse Comics, 32 pages by $5. This is going to take us to a pair of lovers who broke out of prison in Texas, and they now go on the run towards Verona. We saw that in the previous issue, those 2 gay lovers, they made their way breaking out, and now they're going to go to the ranch. They're making their way to Wyoming. Marnie's seduction of Charlie goes sideways. Orson and Aaron bury one sin and plan another, as well as Arabella makes a surprise visit home and doesn't like what she finds. And Marty Bloman celebrates hedge fund dividends and progress with his own crown jewels. It's a story of love with bent hearts, warped souls, and male cosmetic surgery. Written by Dan Houser, the writer. Written by Dan Houser and Laszlo. The penciler is David Latham, and the inker is Chris Anderson. This has been a tremendous series from Absurd Ventures, and American Caper is one of the books I look forward to every single month. It just has such great character development. Everything about this series has been tremendous. It is written by the man that also wrote the story for GTA 5, so if you enjoyed the story mode with that, which who didn't, you should probably go ahead and buy this series, get the trade, and then catch up. I'm sure it reads probably pretty good in trade, but picking up every single issue has also worked out really well for me. Sometimes it takes some time to remember what happened in the previous issues, but they do a great job at making sure that everybody knows what the real story at hold is here, and it's been really good. I can't wait to read it. American Caper comes in at number 5 on my top 10. Coming in at number 4, we have The Amazing Spider-Man. This is issue number 29. This is legacy numbering 993, as we are now on the road to 1,000 issues with Amazing Spider-Man. 32 pages for $5. This is Best Frenemies because this is going to take on Spider-Man and Spore, now known as Spore, formerly known as his best friend, Brian Naring. We know Brian Naring because he got Peter Parker that job at one of those science corporations. I forgot what the name of it is. But then something went wrong. It all exploded and it infected Brian. And now he has these spores growing inside of him, talking to him, and starting to slowly take over his body. Now, can Spider-Man's best friend, after his life got shattered by a terrible accident, Is Peter Parker the one to blame, or is there a new villain on Spidey's block? Can't wait to read this issue. Joe Kelly doing the writing, Pete Woods doing the artwork. Formerly did the artwork for the Titans run with Jeff Layman, and I can't wait to read this issue. Peter Parker, Amazing Spider-Man, nearly getting to 1,000 issues. Probably no better time to jump on rather than now if you've never read Amazing Spider-Man. And it's also a new villain, a new character being introduced to the MCU. Can't wait to read it. Amazing Spider-Man comes in at number 4 on my top 10. Kicking off the top 3, we have a couple Absolute titles coming up. We have Absolute Flash. This is issue number 15. 32 pages for $5. We just ended the Mirror Master arc, and now this is what lurks within Star Labs. At the end of the previous issue, Mirror Master told Wally, go look for Ray Palmer, this scientist that can tell you a whole lot of the insides of Star Labs and try to get him to be healthy again, I guess. Well, Mirror Master at least. So on the hunt, Wally is drawn to this derelict facility of the now defunct super science lab, Star Labs. But something is dwelling within the halls of this place, and the Flash is not ready for this new threat. Jeff Lemire doing the writing. Art is done by Nick Robles. We'll see how the Flash, Linda Park, and also Ralph Dibny control this new narrative, and can Wally and Linda continue to grow together? Can Absolute Flash continue its tremendous run that it has been so far? Started off slow, but Jeff Lemire is starting to cook, and is starting to look like a really, really good Absolute series. Now, coming in at number 2, we have The Punisher. This is issue number 4, legacy number 283, 32 pages for $5. This is going to be battered, bruised, and bloodied. Frank Castle is now on the run from Tombstone, from Jigsaw, and from the ghosts of his past. Like a wounded animal with hunters flanking on all sides, Frank will have one choice: fight or die. How is Frank going to be working out after he just shot himself in the head with that memory bullet or whatever it is that is going to rejuvenate his brain, give him back all his memories? It looks like the Punisher is going to be in his classic suit with the skull across the face, the tights all over, and the white boots. We'll see how that looks in this issue. Benjamin Percy doing the writing. Sergio Fernandez de Villa is the penciler, as well as Jose Luis Suarez Pinto. We'll see how that goes. 32 pages, $5. Punisher coming in at number 2. Should be a fantastic book. Benjamin Percy doing a tremendous job with the series. Each and every month, it is one of the best books on the shelf. Can't wait to read it. We'll see what it does whenever we come out on Monday with my panel by panel comic review. Punisher comes in at number 2 on my top 10. And shocker, number 1, the newest Absolute title on shelves. It's going to be Absolute Green Arrow. This is 40 pages for $5. I'm getting a variant, so it'll be $6. Without the trick arrows, without the money, without mercy, what's left is the Absolute Hunter. A serial killer is slaughtering corrupt billionaires. The only clue to their identity is the mysterious green arrows sticking out of his victims' corpses. Executive Protection Specialist Dinah Lance, aka Absolute Black Canary, is one of the people tasked to uncover this murderer's identity as she investigates her suspects. All familiar DC archers uniquely linked to a recently murdered Oliver Queen, which is what happened in the Absolute Evil one-shot that came out last year, I believe. I Know What You Did Last Summer for Billionaires. Absolute Green Arrow reimagines the Emerald Archer's mythos into a dangerous urban horror murder mystery by Eisner winners Porznik Picketshots and Raphael Albuquerque. Albuquerque? I honestly couldn't tell you how to say that, but I can't wait to read it. It sounds really interesting. I love the idea of an urban horror murder mystery, and also, this isn't Oliver Queen. This is a different version of Green Arrow. We'll see how that is. Who is this actual Green Arrow character? How is Black Canary going to be into it? Is there going to be butting of the heads between the two? Is there going to be butting of the heads and then a love after that? I don't know. But Absolute Green Arrow is coming out this week, and I can't wait to read it. It seems really cool, and it seems like one of the best books coming out. And it's going to be a mini series. This is going to be a 6-issue mini, but they did already say it has potential, if the sales are good, which they most likely will, to go another 6 issues and go to 12, just like the Absolute Martian Manhunter did. Can't wait to find out if it's going to be a good read. It sounds great, but everybody knows It can always sound great, but it doesn't actually come across on the pages. But can't wait to find out Wednesday on New Comic Book Day, so make sure you tune in tomorrow for that. But guys, keep remembering to read those comics panel by panel, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for that New Comic Book Day vlog. But have a great rest of your day.